Hey guys, what is up? Welcome to the video. In this video, I'm going to talk about how my wife schooled me in Vietnamese over the weekend, answer a few viewer comments and questions, give my weekly progress update, and ask you for some feedback on a language learning community I just heard about. If you're new to this channel, my name is Josh Short, and I'm a newbie Vietnamese language learner. I'm not an expert, not yet at least. This channel, Short on Miles, and this video series, Learn Vietnamese Weekly, keeps me accountable for learning Vietnamese. I hope one day that I will be a Vietnamese expert, and this channel and you viewer watching, you're going to be a huge reason why. All right, over the weekend, my wife asked me how things were going. She knows, I've been learning Vietnamese every day, and I tried to explain Duolingo and like the basics of what I'm learning, like how, it's learning, teaching me how to tell the difference between ka and ka, and some basic classifiers, and long story short, I didn't really have an answer. So she quizzed me on some basic words and some basic phrases, and I flunked. And it's okay though. I don't feel too bad because I'm learning. That's what I am. I'm a student. So there's so much I don't know, and impromptu pop quizzes like this, especially from a source that's like outside of my regular learning pattern or learning resources like Duolingo, it's really helpful. So speaking of my wife and her speaking Vietnamese, I got a comment from Joe Beck the other day asking, why are you using an app when your wife can teach you? Okay, so the too long didn't read version of this is that, we both work pretty demanding jobs, her especially, and me, after my day job, I freelance edit videos and freelance write, and I have another YouTube channel and a side business, outside of all of that. So we don't really get to spend a whole lot of time together outside of, a few hours in the evenings. And at that point, we're kind of worn out from the day, and we don't want to spend that time, learning basic Vietnamese together. It's not worth our time. And plus, she's not a language teacher. She learned it growing up, but if I was to tell you, let's say English is your primary language, it's the first language and only language you know, and I said, hey, teach somebody who doesn't know English, would you know where to start? And why would I have her teach me the basics when I can find that on an app or on YouTube? She is there to course correct me and fine tune me when I accidentally pick up like northern vocab or, mispronunciations. And that's just for right now. I think as I continue to grow and learn more Vietnamese and really get to a dialogue, interpersonal dialogue point, which I'm still very, very, very far away from, I think, she's going to be a much better resource at that time. But for right now, hey, this is me and Duolingo and YouTube and whatever else I can find out there to kind of get me up to speed with Vietnamese before I really get her to be the teacher. So thank you, Joe, for that question. And I also got another comment from Joe and a separate comment that's very similar from another Joe, and that's Joe Nguyen, that basically said Duolingo and other apps aren't a good way to learn Vietnamese. Sorry, that was Peyton, if you couldn't hear that. They said that Duolingo and other apps aren't a good way to learn Vietnamese. And they could be right, but right now this is the path I'm going down. Both Joes recommended a resource called Tieng Viet Oi, which I don't really know what that is. I will look into it. They did say that is Northern Vietnamese, but apparently they do a really good job. And I do know about Learn Vietnamese with Annie and SVFF. Both of those channels are on YouTube, and they both teach Southern Vietnamese. And, they're both great, and definitely, if you're watching this channel, you should be watching those channels to learn Vietnamese. But for me, I really like a program, like a set program, like in Duolingo. Yeah, Duolingo, I definitely know has a lot of shortcomings, but I feel like I really like the completionist that I am. I really like seeing, okay, I took this lesson, check, took this lesson, check, this lesson, check. I like that a lot better than looking at a page of YouTube videos saying, okay, I watched this one, okay, I watched this one. That's just what it is for me. For you, it could be different, but definitely check out Learn Vietnamese with Annie and SVFF. I'll put those in the link below, and I'm sure I'll be talking about those guys more in the future. Maybe even one day I can get one of them on this channel. I think that would be fantastic. So I've found that when I'm learning something like a new software, I like to stick to one resource, stick to one teacher, and then I exhaust it, and then I move on to the next. Right now, that's Duolingo. That's working really well for me because it's teaching me, one, some basic vocab and grammar. Two, it just keeps me engaged and excited about learning. And three, it keeps my daily habit going. And the daily habit is what's really powerful here, at least for me. I've done a lot of daily habit stuff in the past, like running 1 mile every day for 100 days, or taking a cold shower every day for a year, or daily blogging every day, and I did that for like 2.5 years. And those little things that take 15 to 30 minutes every single day, like that builds up so much over time. So right now, this is working out really good for me, and I'm going to stick with it. Okay, let's check in on my progress. Last week, I'll put that up. So since last week, I have leveled up on Alphabet 2, Basics 2, Negation, and Classifiers 1. Alphabet 2 and Basics 2 were actually pretty long. They were like 8 to 10 lessons each. So like one morning over the weekend, I got up early and I sat downstairs for like an hour, sat on my couch and took a bunch of lessons and felt really accomplished after that. So right now I'm sitting at 30 consecutive days of practicing Vietnamese and 30 consecutive days on Duolingo. 30 days, 1 month in, I'm still feeling really, really good, really, really confident in my progress, even though I know I have such a long, long way to go. This journey is just beginning, and 30 days in, this is video number 5, so 5 weeks in, 4.5 weeks, however you want to count it. But yes, going great, and I'm sticking with it. All right, one last thing before I wrap this up. Subscriber Atachi, sorry if I butchered your name, introduced me to Speaky. And Speaky, it is a language exchange community. So I've looked at it for all of 5 minutes. I was just checking my comments before jumping on this video. I was checking it out, and this thing looks really cool. Basically, from what I can tell, you connect with somebody who speaks the language you are trying to learn, as they are trying to learn your language. So I do feel like there are probably a fair amount of Vietnamese people trying to learn English, and vice versa. So this looks like a place where I could connect with somebody, maybe other than my wife or my, in-laws, who are trying to learn English, and I'm trying to learn Vietnamese, and we can help each other out. So I'm going to do a little more digging on this, kind of look at some reviews or whatnot. But if you've used Speaky before, if you have any thoughts on it or other language exchange communities, I've never really explored this idea before, but I do feel like it's a really good idea and something that is really up my alley. I would love to hear your thoughts on it. And I'd also love to hear your thoughts on anything I talked about today or anything related to learning Vietnamese. Leave those in the comments below. I'm really enjoying making these videos. I've really enjoyed all the comments I've been getting. It's actually really blown me away. I didn't think that these would have this kind of traction so soon. So please subscribe, because I'm very, very committed to coming out with a new video every single week. So please help me become a Vietnamese expert, and I can hopefully help you become the same. All right, that's it for this video. I will see you next time.